Hey guys, welcome back to the homestead. My name is Ryan, and as you can tell, I'm in my workshop again. That is because today I've got my mower in here and we are going to replace the blades with some old sharpened ones. When we moved here, for one season, we used a hand-me-down riding mower, and it wasn't gonna cut it. So the following season, which would have been 2015, we bought this Hustler Raptor SD. It was all we could afford at the time. It was a stretch probably. Even with that said, this is, at the time they called it like a prosumer model, so it was a little bit better than a residential. And then it wasn't quite a commercial or farm type model. We have like 350 hours on it, and we have had some trouble, which I'll explain here in a minute, but honestly, the way we use this thing, so we mow about a little under 2 acres, but we use this thing for like mowing fence lines, mowing. We have a campground area. Sometimes I'll use this to mow it and not even use the bush hog. I've even mowed our pasture with it. So it gets used, I would say, fairly roughly. So we are horrible at taking care of our mowers and that kind of thing. We do the maintenance stuff as far as changing the oil and the hydro oil and all of that. But when it comes to the blades and scraping the deck and all of that, we're not great at it. At the time, you saw this was about the only like prosumer kind of mower. And you're seeing a lot more of that now. But in 2015, that was kind of a groundbreaking thing. There's a couple things we had issues with, and that is mainly in the metal brackets department. And anybody that's had a Raptor SD around the same year will know exactly what I'm talking about. So number one, this black bar down here that goes in between these transaxles here, that broke one time. And the thing I like about Hustler is when they know they have a problem, they revise parts and make them better. Aside from me doing the work, you know, the new parts were updated and revised and were a lot more heavy duty. Now, if you had to pay to get that work done, you might be cussing this mower a little bit more than I do. Moral of the story, number one, I know I'll probably get some heat from this because there's just people out there that, you know, love their riding mowers and that kind of thing. But it was taking us like 4 hours to mow when we moved in. And this thing takes us like an hour and a half. So I'd say a lot of you guys probably have acreage to mow. And if you do, consider purchasing a zero-turn mower, even if we had to do payments and everything on this, but it was well worth it. The other thing is, try to purchase as much as you can get up front. And that might mean a higher payment and that kind of thing. But these things last forever with proper care. And they're, you know, you can get parts for them, they're replaceable. And if you go ahead and get like a farm commercial model up front, say you know you're gonna be mowing fence lines and this kind of thing, I think you'll be, you know, doing yourself a good deed. We have now worked all the kinks out of this mower with the brackets and that kind of thing, and because everything that broke was failure points that everybody with these mowers experienced. So let me show you what we got. These are the blades I just took off. There's one more I got to take off. For being 2 or 3 seasons in, they don't look horrible. I mean, we have an awful yard, weeds, rocks, everything else, sticks. Like I say, we cut the edges of fence rows, that kind of thing. These don't look that bad. I'll be able to sharpen these. These are the ones I sharpened last night. These are good blades and I wanted to reuse them, but I think it was back, we had these back and we were mowing a little bit shorter, and they got more nicks and stuff in them. There's one set in here that is a little bit more nicked up than I like. What I do is I actually just clamp them. I don't even use a vise or anything. I clamp them right here on my workbench, and I use a flap wheel on my angle grinder and just hit them. Works great. Oh, I do always balance my blades too. I just feel like that helps your spindles last longer and that kind of thing. So anyways, let's go ahead and get these mounted. This is a step. Some people do, some don't, but I put the blades back on with the torque wrench to the specified setting, which is 118 foot-pounds. So I'll go ahead and get that now. There's 70, 80. So we'll go ahead and get this first blade torqued up here. All right, that's it. So that's one on. Let's move over to the second one. You always want to make sure you have them oriented correctly. Take your bolt here. So 118 foot-pounds, you know, is a decent amount, but it's not all that much. I mean, we work on farm equipment, all kind of stuff, you know. But trying to do it upside down and we're at an angle here can be a little tricky. All right, right there it is, guys. All right, guys, last one. This is that blade that was nicked a little bit. Right there we are. Everything is bolted on and properly torqued. Now that I've cleaned out the deck and all that, I also cleaned out this top here around these pulleys, which I don't do near often enough. I know some mowers have like a quick release kind of mount for this rather than bolts and stuff. I wish, you know, it'd be nice to have something like that. All right, there we are. I want to just try them out, make sure we don't have any vibrations, anything like that, and just run a strip or two here and see how they do. So let's go. All right, guys, well, hopefully you've seen that on video, but it cuts really good. It's really smooth, no vibration. That's what I like about balancing the blades. It's amazing how good a new set of blades, well, a sharpened set of blades cuts. When you're used to the same old ones for 2 or 3 years, which I know is excessive. But anyways, it's a little bit too wet to mow today because we got that 1.5 inches of rain. So I just wanted to do this and try it out. That's gonna be it for this video. Can't wait to use this next time to actually mow the yard. So anyways, we'll catch y'all on the next one. Appreciate it.